Hey guys, I'm back, and this is again another spam, how to avoid spam video, because there was something that I did think about that is a legitimate, people need to know about this, okay? Because spammers are going to try any means necessary to get that information from you so they can hack your account and or steal your identity, okay? And we all know that when stuff like that happens, it creates such a headache and can even ruin a person's life, okay? So, just like with your bank accounts, your social media, they are not going to require you to reach out to a friend or family member, which was stated in my previous video, to gain access to your account, okay? And essentially, if someone does reach out to you and says, hey, I got locked out of my account and I need your help to get in, that is an automatic. And what they're actually doing is that account's already been hacked. And I did state this in another video, but I'll restate it. That account's already been hacked. And you are essentially giving them your security questions. And they are in the process of actually hacking your account. Okay? So you get a message like that from a friend on your social media or even through text message, let that person know a different way. Give them a call. Hey, something's not right, okay? And another thing I did want to let you know, because this actually came up from a doctor's office, okay? I am still seeing this doctor. I've been seeing this same doctor for a minute. In fact, to the point that when I go, they're like, what are you doing here again? And there's been times where I've gone in for another family member that also sees this doctor, and they're like, how is it we're here for this person, but you're the one that comes out with this treatment? It's like, yeah, I know, right? Well, anyways, in this particular situation happened years ago, and it can still happen. I had this appointment. I got an email from this doctor, which was kind of weird, okay? And again, they're not joking when they say if you don't expect the contact, it's probably spam. Okay, so nowadays we're able to do virtual appointments where you can be sent a link, click on it, and it's fine. Okay, even if I get a text that says, here's your pre-op email, please click on the link, I'm not going to do it. I don't do those because the spam is such a high situation and such a common problem. I've let my doctors know I'll do my check-in when I get there. I will not respond to those because I don't always know that's legit. On that note, if you get an email, you can open the email. Just do not click on the link, okay? Now, with virtual appointments or virtual anything, chances are you might have a link, but in my cases, I've had the doctor call me, check me into a virtual appointment, take my copay over the phone, and then they'll, and before I got to know this doctor, just before the appointment, you're going to be sent an email with the link, okay? But you're expecting that to happen because the doctor has told you, and they'll even tell you a bit of what the URL or the web address is going to be. It'll look like this, or it'll have this name in it. That's how you know it's real. And you are expecting that, okay? In this particular case, I had just had an appointment, and I got an email from that doctor's office that said, hey, we need to discuss more about your most recent appointment. Please click on this link. No. You're going to get a call. Someone's going to call you and say, hey, we got a question. They're going to leave a voicemail. We need to call you back. Don't click on it. Well, I got that. So, and it was even after hours at the point that I was able to call them. And I said, hey, I know that you guys are the answering service, but I believe I got a spam and I want to report it. And I wanted to report it before I forget. Okay. Because, yeah, out of sight, out of mind. You've already acknowledged the account. And in the event that they do need you to respond when the facility is open for normal business, go into your calendar, on your phone or wherever you keep your, your reminders, and remind yourself that you need to report this, because chances are you're not the only one that this is happening to, and that company needs to know what's going on so they can stop it, okay? Well, I did have to respond or, call back another day. So I did call back the next business working day, and I let them know, hey, I got this email from this address and it's saying this. Well, I was provided the email address to forward that email to the doctor's IT or information technology. That's the department that works behind the scenes and kind of helps keep that company and the patients protected. Okay. So I forwarded that, and they're like, "Yeah, we got hacked." And then I even got myself. I got a letter that said, "Hey, our company has been hacked. We have taken the appropriate measures, and there were no patients that were affected by this because it was caught so quickly." Okay, so that is one way that you can do your little part to help protect other people. Had that not happened, we hear on the news all the time of banks, major corporations getting hacked. So even the highest level of your security measures, your antivirus software that stops hackers, even that is not foolproof, which is another reason why I never recommend for anyone to keep their documentation on the computer. Okay, which is why if you saw in the other video, I only showed example files, how I keep them, but I keep them off the computer. The only time that they are on my computer is when I'm working with them. Now, another thing is, of course, I don't know anything about hackers. I don't know anything about the behind the scenes. Can they see when you normally log in? That I don't know. So change up what your habits are. Okay, if you can, change them up the most. If you normally just work on your files on the weekend, a hacker knows he's got all this time to hack your computer. So change up when you do it. Just like if you're being followed, don't go straight home. Change up. If somebody's wanting to break into your house, they're going to study your house. They're going to see when you normally leave, and they're going to watch what your habits are so they can know when their best time to rob your house is. Okay? Kind of the same thing. Again, I don't know anything about behind the scenes, but I'm pretty sure that since our companies can record who's in the office, who's badged in, what the activities are, I'm pretty sure our computers can do the same thing. So change up your habits. That will make it harder for the hacker to be able to get into your account or into your computer. Okay? I'm pretty sure it does have a log of that. Does it? I don't know. I've never done IT. I've got my MBA where, directing employees, okay? And knowing when to spot, something fishy, okay? So anyways, in this case with my doctor, I did reach out to them, like I said, and they were able to stop it before it became an issue, and they did confirm that that was a spam attempt. Again, if you're expecting it, you're fine, okay? Especially with a lot of the virtual calls. Ask your doctor if you are set up for a virtual call and you don't know how this is going to work, okay? How am I going to log in to this virtual call? They'll tell you what their method is. Sometimes it's through, like say Zoom. They can send you a link to click so that you can get in. But again, that's something you're expecting, and you can even ask them, what is this link going to look like, so you don't click on it on anything incorrect, okay? And normally in my experiences, they're going to send it to you just before your appointment, like, okay, I've been checked in, I'm expecting this text that gives me a link at any time, and I know that one's fine. I recognize it based on what the agent told me, so I know that one's okay. But if you're not expecting it, that's when it's an issue, okay? And even then, if you still question it, don't be afraid to call the doctor and say, hey, I got a link that did not look like what you told me, so please forgive me. Can we try this again, or can we do it over the phone? They have options, and they will understand that spam is an issue, and you're just not only looking out for yourself, but you're looking out for them too. And if you do get contacted by spam, report it to the entity. You're not the only one that's happening to. So these are more spam, how to avoid spam. Again, it's not foolproof, but stay on that high alert. If you do work in an office where computers is a normal thing and you're going through those trainings, bring it home. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, if you do and say one of your family members, I just had this situation, it's so confusing. You can ask them questions and be like, okay, honey, I'm not telling you what to do, but here's what I would do. Here's how I would respond. And then let them make their decision based on that. If you need more information to help them determine if they've been contacted by spam, feel free to ask. Run the information in Google. And again, if Google confuses you, it's probably spam, because that's what they're trying to do, is confuse you. Okay? So it's not just with social media. It's not just when you swipe your card at the pump, okay, which is why I do love that new tap system. It's harder to get that information. But all that does apply, and it is, they are very legitimate ways on how you can avoid it. So keep all those in mind. And, again, if you're not sure, ask. If you're not sure, look it up. Don't let them get you worked up. But if they do, it's a learning curve. Y'all have a great day.